After 20 years, Britney Spears is finally exposing Justin Timberlake's real role in their breakup.
I honestly didn't think anyone would believe me.
She's standing up for herself.
We thought Justin was telling the truth, but was he just playing the victim?
That would be the end of Justin Timberlake as we know it.
She kept quiet about the breakup, but Justin spoke out almost immediately.
I promised to her that I wouldn't say specifically why we broke up.
Why has he gone on his shows? He's talking.
He's left the impression that you betrayed the relationship.
Bragged about taking Britney's virginity.
Did you Britney Spears?
Okay, I did it. No, yeah!
I was devastated.
We discovered that Britney's very public spiral all started with Justin.
He took control of the narrative.
Painted this image that he was the high school quarterback and she was the school slut.
Honored as Man of the Year, and she's being shamed every single day.
Hundreds of photographers tracking Britney's every move.
I would like for them to leave me alone.
Shaving her head, beating everyone up.
What's going on? Is she having a nervous breakdown? I don't know. I got nothing for you, Adam.
It's cruel.
But now that Britney's free from the control of her conservatorship, what is she going to reveal?
He is now desperate to talk privately with Britney.
It is more than a decade too late.
This is the real life story behind the tabloids.
You've had a rough year, a breakup, this spasm of publicity about what happened.
Yeah, it was a weird time. Ew, I'm embarrassed. Can we stop?
It's hard to watch that and to know what was coming next for Britney. The whole world was shocked by what she went through in her conservatorship. And everybody wants to know what happened and where it started. Some people have traced it back to her dad, but we found that it went back even farther than that, to her breakup with her first love, Justin Timberlake.
I remember watching it everywhere. This big thing, a love that was captured by the media.
Britney and Justin's relationship and breakup defined an era. They were the prince and princess of 2000s pop, and the whole world had been watching them fall in love since they were kids.
Justin was your first kiss?
Yes, he was my first kiss.
I was pretty infatuated with her.
He said I love you to you when you on this.
He did, I know, I saw that.
That was I'd like you to work very hard to make it work.
So when they unexpectedly broke up after 3 years, Britney was heartbroken. She kept quiet about the breakup, but Justin spoke out almost immediately.
The impression is that Britney did something very bad that hurt you.
When we decided that we were going to go our separate ways, I said to her, if there's ever a moment where you ever need me, you can rest assured that I will be there because I love you. I promised to her that I wouldn't say specifically why we broke up.
But later that month, Justin dropped the video for Cry Me a River.
It was a pure male revenge fantasy.
That song is definitely about Britney, right? He hired a lookalike to play his ex.
I watched it and I was just like, I was kind of in denial.
He has pretty much said you broke his heart. You did something that caused him so much pain, so much suffering. He's left the impression that you weren't faithful, that you betrayed the relationship.
Why did the breakup matter so much?
For years, the media had been obsessed with Britney's sexuality.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No, sir.
How about me?
How do you feel about all the constant speculation about your virginity?
Everyone's talking about it. Your breasts.
So when Britney was accused of cheating, the tabloids acted like they'd caught her in a lie, and Justin played right into it.
Britney has always said good morals mean waiting to have sex until after you've been married. Did you and she live up to this?
Sure. Sure.
Did you Britney Spears?
Oh, man.
Come on, man.
Okay, I did it. No, yeah!
That's unsettling.
But while Britney was being punished for having sex, Details magazine put Justin on the cover.
What happened to Britney and Justin after the breakup?
Justin started dating Cameron Diaz, and he was breaking out as a solo star. But the tabloids were turning on Britney. She married Kevin Federline, and they had a baby, and it seemed like she was searching for something a little bit more normal, but her mental health was clearly suffering.
And I still have helicopters that come twice a day.
Just trying to get a picture of you.
Britney was photographed driving with her baby in her lap.
And they put the captions on their magazines, baby in danger. But I wouldn't be in danger if I didn't have like this impactful thing around me all the time. The energy from the people, it's kind of scary.
What do you think it'll take to get the paparazzi to leave you alone?
I don't know. I don't know.
Is that one of your biggest wishes?
Yeah. I would like for them to leave me alone.
But they didn't. Only 5 days after Justin was being celebrated at the Grammys, Britney was caught shaving her head and photographed attacking a paparazzi's car with an umbrella.
You could tell she's not in a good place at all.
And even though it was obvious that Britney was in pain, the media still wouldn't back off. A leaked memo from the Associated Press revealed that they were already planning her obituary.
There wasn't anybody in those rooms that said, hold on, like, what are we doing here?
There was an entire industry being built on chasing Britney.
I was filming Britney Spears' every move. And this is when Britney Spears was going crazy, guys, shaving her head, beating everyone up. It was the meltdown of Britney Spears.
Thank you, Britney Spears. Being bad is good for my business.
Oh, I know that.
It's cruel. There are people that are willing to like cross that line. It's not even a normal human behavior.
The whole world was watching as her absent dad suddenly reappeared in her life. He filed for what was supposed to be a temporary conservatorship after she was placed on an involuntary psychiatric hold. And what hurt Britney the most was that he started using her kids against her.
If I didn't do any of my work, which is 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, no days off, I wouldn't be able to see my kids.
A lot of people look at the head shaving and the conservatorship as the height of the spiral, but we discovered that even Britney admitted it started way earlier than that.
Britney says her own breakup with first love Justin Timberlake was the beginning of the end of not only their love affair, but the press's love affair with her.
Do you think perhaps the breakup with Justin was when you started to sense the tide turning a little bit in your life?
I do think there was a little shift there, definitely.
But it was way more than a little shift. The story that Justin told us about Britney was one thing, but when the media turned on her, they diminished her credibility and it paved the way for her dad to take control of her life.
I honestly didn't think anyone would believe me. I thought people would make fun of me or laugh at me and say, she's lying, she's got everything, she's Britney Spears.
And then people are painting her as unstable and untrustworthy, and her dad is using that leverage to control her more and more in the conservatorship, to the point of even controlling her body.
I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor because they don't want me to have any more children.
Is it possible that they were trying to protect her? I mean, she did drive with her baby on her lap.
You're right, she did make mistakes, but nobody was giving her the chance to do things differently.
I just want the most normal life possible for him. That's all.
Is that possible?
I will manage. I will create that.
When her dad put her back to work, Britney's career took off again, but she felt more unheard than ever. It seemed like the people who were supposed to be protecting Britney weren't even listening to her until the Free Britney movement started asking questions. And after 14 years, Britney finally faced her dad in court and spoke out for herself.
Emotional testimony from Britney Spears as she pleads with a judge to end her father's control over her life.
Where was Justin when all of this was happening? Was he interested in how she was doing at all?
As more and more people started speaking out supporting Britney, Justin added his support and he apologized on social media to Britney. And just a few months before, Justin had to post another apology on social media after he was caught cheating on his wife. We've seen how Britney was silent during the breakup and how she was silenced during the conservatorship. But after she spoke out for herself, everything changed.
Britney Spears is free. A federal judge today finally ordering an end to an almost 14-year-long conservatorship.
Have you heard the good news? Britney Spears is engaged. Yes.
It feels like a truly new chapter in her life.
A lot of celebrities that go through 10% of what she went through, they don't make it. She still managed to find her voice, find her freedom.
There is power in telling your own story and owning your own narrative. That's how you win.